Did any of you have the silent years? Here's what I'm talking about. Everybody goes quiet for different reasons of their own sometimes, and I recall a period of just being a really quiet person. People thought I was shy and didn't like to talk and all this stuff, but really I'm not shy, and I love speaking with my voice, Anyway, but yeah, around the time of puberty or in my school day years, there came this time where boys and girls really seemed to separate, and for me this created a little bit of frustration, because in the separation I was left behind. I was definitely a little bit of an outcast, and it was like the boys joked around and had so much fun, and we just had energy, and they could really be funny and silly and whatever, and then girls were all quiet and serious and into talking and blah blah. But the thing is that because of my situation as a transgender person, looking on the outside a certain way to some people, even though look at me, I look like a dude. No, just kidding anyway. But in many circles, people see me as a woman or a girl or whatever, and it's so incorrect. And that, this kind of shell that they're talking to is not a real person, and that person has nothing to say because it's not there. So when people are talking to this girl, like when they're being really sex specific with their conversations, which happens all the time, especially in groups, you go to a potluck or a barbecue or some mandatory work or school party, and there's people there and they mill about, and the guys kind of find each other real quick and are like, hey, how's it going? What is that your truck out there? Blah, blah. And they start, talking about manly topics, and then there's girls, and they find each other and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a really cute outfit. Blah, blah. No, just kidding. I mean, that's pretty stereotypical, but it totally happens. And people see me and they're not sure how to approach me, so they try to be real polite. You know what the biggest giveaway is when I say, hi, I'm Forrest, and then people are like, florist? Did you say florist? It's an automatic giveaway that they are ready to receive me as a woman. So this thing happens in certain situations, and that is people treat me in this certain way, and they try to follow a formula like, I am man, speak to woman, not sexually interested in woman, must talk boring. Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. That's great, bye. And then, it's sad, because it's like, look, I speak your language, I can go there, I could talk about cars, I could talk about, fist fighting and, nunchucks and throwing stars, and, I can do it, I go there. And women too, sometimes, if you're having a good conversation, they might think like, oh, is that a lesbian hitting on me? Should I be having a less good conversation? Or they're like, I have nothing to say to that person. They look different than me. One thing I did notice is I thought I was over the silent years. I thought, at this point in life, I can explain to people who I am and how I feel. Hey, I'm transgender, I'm a man, just, treat me as such, that'd be great. But the reality is that, even if I'm in a group of friends and we're having a great time and some new guy comes in and he's like, I had this happen the other day. This new guy came in and someone was like, hey, Forrest, I'm bummed that there's no hot girls here. And then this new guy that just arrived and was like, hey, there's definitely some hot girls here. And he pointed at me like I'm a hot girl. For real? And after that, I didn't even know the person, but I had this automatic, I don't want to say anything to you. You are a faker. You just met me and you perceive me to need, some positive affirmation about my appearance, because I don't think I don't think it's within our culture to call me a hot girl, even if I was, it's just, clearly we're just saying that for the purpose of, being a man talking to a woman, a woman wouldn't call me a hot girl. I don't. Anyway, it just turned me off, and I went into this place that I go to when I was in, middle school or high school or whatever, where I was just like, yeah, there's nothing for me to say here because people can't see me. I'm invisible. They're talking to a shell, or they're like seeing me in this way that doesn't make any sense, and I could either have this long talk or whatever. And the weird thing is, I'll even be in groups where some people know I'm trans and some people don't. And I wish they would stick up for me, those people that understand me and know me. I wish they would be my ambassadors and be like, hey, gotta be easy on that guy, blah, blah. But it's hard, it's hard to ask. So, yeah, it's just something I noticed. But besides the fact, well, I was just wondering if anybody else had those silent years, or if they know that feeling of being, in sex-specific situations. And there obviously are always exceptions, like there's philosophy club meetings where you just go deep with your conversations, or spiritual meetings, or trans pride gatherings, and of course in those places, yeah, it's a different culture, different atmosphere, but you just can't escape some of the heteronormative gender, binary system situations. Thank you for listening.